Okay, my name is Cody Goranson, and today we are doing homework assignment 1 for class 3. Okay, I'm going to be talking about some body weight exercises, some isolation exercises, some instability stuff, and then moving on to some different type of resistance training. Okay, now first up, let's talk about some body weight exercises. Let's go with like push-ups. You know what? Let's stick to lower body. Let's stick to some lower body stuff. So I'm gonna go with squats. Let's say squats or like an overhead squat. Arms raised overhead and you squat down. That's be a great way to activate. Okay. And to mobilize. Okay. During your warm-up, that'd be a good way, like let's say for leg day, you're gonna get into some back squats. You can do some overhead squat. Maybe do 1 set of 10 to help you warm up, okay? Help you activate what you're gonna be using and help you mobilize through the exact same range of motion without the heavy resistance of the barbell, okay? That's one benefit of some body weight exercises, but you could also apply it to personal training and some people who may not have the strength, like even me. I have had some injuries. I've torn my Achilles, so my legs, they're kind of weak. Okay, it's been a long recovery for me from my injury, and I can't lift that much weight. I can't squat that much. So when doing an exercise like squats, I personally benefit a lot from doing just body weight, because even though it's not a lot of resistance, it's a good amount of work for me to do. Okay, now some isolation exercises. That's like a single joint movement, okay, that really isolates a large muscle. Okay, my best example I could think of is a shoulder shrug, right? With maybe dumbbells. You hold them and shrug and come down. Shrug, come down. All you're doing is moving your shoulders up. You're elevating the shoulders. And you're really working and isolating your traps, okay, your upper trap. I love doing them. It's a great exercise. It really is a great isolation of my upper trap. And it's something that I can do a lot of weight on. It makes me feel good about myself, and I enjoy doing them. Okay, another one would be like a calf raise, right? That's another one, very strong muscle, good isolation in doing calf raises, and that's another exercise. Yeah, it makes me feel great, and I benefit a lot from doing them, considering my injury history. That's somewhere I need to improve in strength. And doing isolation exercise like calf raises helps you isolate your calf muscle. Okay. Now whether you do it standing or sitting will change what part of the calf. Okay. But now some instability exercises. Let's stick with lower body. Think of like a unilateral or a single leg squat. I'll stand up and show you. You will stand, get ready for your squat, but now I'm going to lift one leg off the ground, and see already this is the leg I injured, so my balance is not the greatest. But you can squat, and then come back up. And the purpose of that, it's in the name, instability. The exercise becomes very unstable and adds a very big demand on like your core muscles to help you, not even just your core muscles, but also the ones being worked, to help you stabilize everything, to stabilize the movement and execute the full range of motion correctly, right? To perform optimally. Now, some benefits of doing it's a great progression from just maybe a classic squat, right? Also great isolation doing something on one leg compared to two, or say, you know, even push-ups, one-handed push-ups, very unstable. Or, you know, with a BOSU, right? It's very unstable. You have to really stabilize in order to go through your range of motion, which is just a great progression from just classic exercises, because it adds a bigger demand on the muscles being worked and your core. Okay, and then now let's just talk about some resistance. We're going to talk about constant resistance, accommodating resistance, and variable resistance. Upper body exercise, let's do curls. You know, we'll do curls with a barbell, hands slightly wider than shoulder width, I think, or, you know, about shoulder width, and curl up. Just a barbell with, you know, some weight, you know, maybe 80 pounds, 100 pounds. The weight stays the same the whole way through, okay, through the whole range of motion. But now when talking about accommodating, the resistance is going to change as we go through, all right? But you still want it to be heavy. So that's where you would use something like a chain, right? You could put the chains in the end of your barbell and do your curls, and as you lift up, the chain is going to come off the ground, right? So you have all this chain hanging now, all the way to the ground, and so it's going to be heavier. And then as you lower it down, chain will lower onto the ground, and the resistance will lower, lowering, you know, just a little bit of the demand on your body being asked through your eccentric movement. Okay, but now when talking about variable resistance, I would use a band, a resistance band, like a rubber band, just big ones. Okay, to do the curls, sticking with like a barbell movement, right? You could put it around your toes or the balls of your feet, and you're gonna stand, and then now it's gonna be like a loop, okay? Kind of like a hula hoop band. And then you'll bring the top end right here, and you'll hold it hands shoulder width, and we're going to curl up. And as you curl, as you flex at the elbows, the band is going to stretch. It's going to lengthen, and the resistance of the band is going to increase. This is great for a warm-up, for potentiation, for athletes. Great way to get the body ready to work, you know, I don't want to say maximal effort, because you're not going maximal effort, but just ready to work at higher than regular demand, you could say. And then you can also use it in personal training, just for people who need help going through that range of motion, or maybe they don't have the strength yet to do resistance training with weights. So we go with variable resistance. I do this a lot for my leg days. Just yesterday I did hamstring curls, but with a resistance band instead of on the machine, because personally, especially right now, it's just a little easier and a little more enjoyable for me to do. But now for a lower body exercise, we're gonna do back squats. Okay, same thing. You'd have the barbell, maybe 120, you know, 140, 180 pounds. The resistance stays the same the whole way through. But in accommodating resistance, we'd have the chains, okay, and our chains are going to hang, and as we come up and stand, the chains are going to hang off the ground, and it's going to get heavier. And then as we come down, the chains are going to go back to the ground and rest, lowering the resistance on that's being, you know, loaded on us. And then for variable, you can do back squats with a resistance band. You'll want to put the bands at the back now. You want to put them at the heels of your feet, and then you're going to probably want to start bent down, just because it's going to be hard to stretch the band up here. So you're going to have the band, you hold it back here, odd squat down, and then stretch it up. And then starting from your squatted position, you're going to come up, and the resistance band will lengthen as you extend, okay? And when you extend, you will have the most resistance being applied. And then as you come down back to the squat, it lowers, okay? Really great, again, for potentiation. And I think it could also be a great way to help with explosiveness. Maybe we could do this jumping, you know, the band, with the right band, it's definitely possible. And it's great because as you extend, the resistance is going to, the band is also going to extend. And so resistance is going to increase, causing you to have to use more explosiveness to come up through the extension. That's something I'd like to try. And then now a core exercise, Russian twists with a med ball, classic, sit down, on the floor. And then you're going to have your knees flexed, and you're gonna have your heels on the ground, okay? But for the sake of the video, I have them on my desk. And you'll have the med ball here at your chest, and you'll twist, okay? You don't want to touch the ground, and you want to keep your back straight, and you want to really try and just use the arms to twist, okay? You can use your torso, of course, but you're going to be using your core to help you stabilize this position, since your feet are slightly raised. Your heels are slightly raised off the ground. But now, that's just classic with a med ball. If we wanted to do them accommodating, I would use a band instead of a chain for these, but same position, except now you're going to have a rubber band at your feet, okay? And we want a loop one. We want one that's a loop. And we'll have the band here at our chest, okay? We'll have the med ball here at our chest, and the band is going to be around our toes, or the balls of our feet, and around our med ball. And so as we twist, the rubber band is going to stretch out, increasing the resistance, causing us to, one, do more work, and two, causing more of a stabilization demand on your body, okay? And when you come back to the chest, it's still be stretched out, but it's going to be shortened as compared to here. And then you'll come this way, and again, it will lengthen, okay? Now, for variable, to just do them with a we'll take out the med ball, and we're just going to use a band. But I would do it with a band that's just straight. This one, you don't need it to be like a closed loop band. You put the band same way, your toes around the balls of your feet, but now you have two handles because it's not closed. And so you're going to grab the handles, bring them to your chest, and when you twist, they're going to stretch, increasing the resistance, and then as you come up, they'll shorten slightly, lowering the resistance. Okay, and now I think this will be a great progression for people who are ready to do it with, more than just body weight, but they're not necessarily ready for, a 10-pound med ball, 8-pound med ball. So yeah, that's what I would do it with. And then you can also use it as, again, potentiation, getting that body ready. Maybe you're going to do it with the med ball, with a band, but before that, to warm up, you do it just the band in variable resistance, and then you move on to accommodating resistance with the med ball and a band, but maybe an even thicker one, right? And then you can increase the difficulty too by doing this one by raising your heels off the ground as well, because usually with the band you want to have the heels down, but you can raise them band is here, this is the heel of my foot, and this is the ground, you'd raise them, and that would increase the difficulty a lot. And that is our chapter 16 makeup assignment for class 1.